Long ago, when the earth was filled with wickedness, God saw that humanity had turned away from his ways. Evil and violence had spread everywhere, and people had forgotten righteousness. But among them was one man who remained faithful, Noah. He walked with God, and because of his righteousness, God chose to save him and his family from the coming destruction. God spoke to Noah and said, "I am going to bring a great flood to cleanse the earth of its corruption. Build an ark of gopher wood. Make it large enough to hold your family and two of every kind of animal." Noah obeyed God's command and worked diligently, despite being mocked by those around him. For years, he and his sons labored, constructing the massive ark according to God's instructions. It had 3 levels, a single door, and a window to let in light. When the time was near, God sent pairs of every living creature, birds, beasts, and crawling things, into the ark. 7 pairs of clean animals and 1 pair of unclean animals entered under God's direction. Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives also boarded the ark. Then, as God had promised, he shut the door of the ark, sealing them inside. The rains began to fall, and the fountains of the deep burst forth. For 40 days and 40 nights, water covered the earth. The floodwaters rose above the highest mountains, and every living thing outside the ark perished. But inside, Noah and his family were safe, and protected by God's promise. After 150 days, the waters began to recede. The ark came to rest on Mount Ararat, and Noah sent out a raven and a dove to see if the earth was dry. The first dove returned with nothing, but a week later it brought back an olive leaf. Noah knew that the floodwaters had receded. When he sent the dove again, it did not return. The time had come to leave the ark. When Noah and his family stepped onto dry ground, they built an altar and offered sacrifices to God in thanksgiving. God was pleased and made a covenant, saying, "Never again will I destroy the earth with a flood." As a sign of his promise, God placed a beautiful rainbow in the sky. He said, "Whenever you see the rainbow, remember my covenant with you and all living creatures." Noah and his family began a new life, and humanity was given another chance to walk in God's ways. Thus, the story of Noah's Ark teaches us about faith, obedience, and God's mercy. Though the world was once washed away, God's promise endures, and his love remains forever.